So lying on your backs, ladies, close down your eyes. Reconnect with your breath. Following the breath all the way in and all the way out. Just allow a few moments to settle into this space. Committing to the next 55 minutes or so of your time. This is your time. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. You have arrived. It's time to be. Just follow the breath all the way in and all the way out, allowing your belly to rise as you breathe in and fall as you breathe out. And then we're going to do a few rounds of finding the pause. So we have a tiny little pause between each in-breath and in between each out-breath. And we're just going to slightly exaggerate that pause. Finding the pause in our breath helps us to find the pause in our life. When you're ready, take a nice smooth breath in and hold the breath at the top. And a nice smooth breath out and hold the breath at the bottom. Breathing in, hold the breath at the top. And breathe out, hold the breath at the bottom. Go at your own pace, keeping the breath nice and smooth and allowing that little breath, that little hold at the top and at the bottom, just exaggerating it slightly. Not really practicing breath retention, we're not holding it for a long time, we're just exaggerating that gentle pause. And then again, as you breathe out at the bottom. Two more rounds. And then allow your breathing to return to normal. Check in with how you feel. Quality of your breath, quality of your body, quality of your mind. And gently opening your eyes, hug your right knee into your chest as you rotate the foot in one direction and loosening up the ankle. And back in the other direction. Gently pressing down on your knee, rotating your knee in one direction, loosening up your hip. And back in the other direction. And hug the knee into your chest. And then release the foot, slide the foot along the floor. It just helps to make you feel a little bit more grounded, sliding the other foot along the floor and hug the knee into your chest, rotating the foot in one direction. And then back in the other direction. Gently pressing down on your knee, rotating your knee in one direction, loosening up the hip. And then back in the other direction. And hug your knee into your chest. Bring the other knee up to meet it and hug both knees into your chest. So this is a really nice pose, hugging your knees into your chest to relieve any lower back tension, helps to stretch out through the lower back, and you can gently rock from side to side, massaging the lower back. You can even rotate the knees in one direction. Giving that lower back a really nice massage in the floor. And then back in the other direction. And then place your hands on your knees, and we're going to gently rotate the knees out to the side as you breathe in, pushing them away. And then as you breathe out, bring the knees back into your chest. Breathing in, taking the knees out to the side and away, breathing out, hugging the knees back into your chest. Keep breathing smoothly and going at your own pace. Knee circles. And then back in the other direction. So pushing the knees away and out as you breathe in and drawing them back into your chest as you breathe out. And then gently hugging your knees back into your chest. This has the double benefit of not only stretching out through your lower back, but also releasing oxytocin, the feel-good hormone. And then release the knees and gently roll over onto one side and coming up onto all fours. Shimmy around that way. You may want to take your socks off. And let's start moving the spine with a little bit of cat and cow. So as you breathe in, allow the belly to sink towards the mat, looking up. And as you breathe out, curling the chin to the chest, sucking the belly up towards the spine. Breathing in. Cow pose, looking up, stretching through the front of the body. Breathe out. Cat pose, stretching through the back of the body. Breathe in. Releasing the belly towards the floor. Breathe out, sucking the belly up towards the spine. Last time, breathing in. And breathe out. Sitting back on your heels. Forehead on the floor, close down your eyes. Child's pose, another really nice one for stretching out through the lower back. If you can't quite get your head on the floor, you can use a cushion under your forehead or a block. If your bum isn't quite on your heels, you can roll up a blanket and place it between your thighs and your calves. We're going to add cat-cow flow, so breathing in, coming into cow breath, on all fours, looking up, breathe out. Cat breath, sitting back into child's pose as you breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, coming on to all fours, stretching through the front of the body. Breathe out, stretching through the back of the body. Breathe in, sitting back onto your heels, and breathe out, settling into child's pose. 2 more times. Breathe in, cow. Breathe out, cat. Breathe in, child's pose, and release. As you breathe out. Breathe in, cow. Breathe out, cat. Breathe in, child's pose, and breathe out. So we're going to make it a bit more dynamic this time. Breathing in, cow. Breathe out, cat, and back into child's pose, sliding forward as you breathe in, cow. Breathe out, cat, sinking back onto your heels. Breathe in, cow, breathe out, cat, sit back onto your heels. Last time, breathe in, breathe out, and back into child's pose. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. And then coming up onto all fours as you slide your right foot towards the back of the mat, starting to stretch through that back leg, starting to activate the leg. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. Emma, do remind me to show them your wonderful yoga bag. Oh, yes. And take that foot to the top of the mat in a low lunge. Come on to the fingertips, sink into it, opening up through that back hip flexor, outer hip of the front leg. Roll the shoulders back and down. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. It's quite nice doing it at home, isn't it? You don't have to go anywhere, go and park. You don't have to go out. You don't even have to clean your teeth if you don't want to. I have.
Did you bake coming over in pajamas?
Take the arms overhead. And if you want to, take it into the lower back. You can just look up at the hands. Keep breathing smoothly. And then lower the opposite hand to knee, opposite hand to buttock. Lift up through the sternum, twist through the torso. Twists, of course, being really good for your spine, increasing the mobility and flexibility of the spine, which is going to help if you have any lower back issues. Place both hands on the floor, step both feet to the back of the mat, coming into plank. So we're going to hold this for 5 breaths. Plank is great for building strength in your core, and that core strength is going to help to support your lower back, which means you're going to have less issues. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. Sink down onto your knees as you breathe in, sit back onto your heels as you breathe out. Taking a nice smooth breath here, in and out. And gently slide your nose along the floor. Come onto your belly and lift up very slightly into a very low cobra. Roll the shoulders back and down, elbows skimming the ribs. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. Come up onto all fours as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, slide that left leg along the floor, pressing the foot out behind you, starting to activate that leg, stretching through the hamstrings and the calves. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. And then taking that foot to the top of the mat in a low lunge, sink into the pose, opening up through the front of the body. Did anybody get any yoga props for Christmas? Any bolsters? A block? Yay! Anybody got any bolsters? No? Yes? No? No? Okay. I won't throw in a restorative pose then with the bolster, because if you haven't got one, then it's going to be quite hard. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. Maybe we'll do one right at the end. Let's see how the time goes. Taking the arms overhead as you breathe in and gently looking up at the ceiling or the thumbs, taking it into the lower back. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. And lower the opposite hand to knee, opposite hand to buttock, as you lift up through the sternum, twist through the torso. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. Twist. It's not only great for your lower back, it's also good for your digestion. And squeezing toxins out of the internal organs, which I guess after a Christmas of overindulgence, we could probably all do with a little bit of toxin releasing. Place both hands on the floor, stepping both feet to the back of the mat, coming back into plank. Really try and lead from the crown of the head all the way down to the soles of the feet. Engaging your core. Strengthening your core to support your lower back. And this time you're going to lower your knees onto the floor. You're going to lower your chest between your hands with your elbows skimming the ribs. Exhale. Slide down and up into low cobra. Very slightly higher than the last one. Donna, you might want to come into child's pose as everybody else. Comes onto the knees, curls the toes under and comes into downward dog. Walking your dog. Alternate heels towards the floor as you activate your glutes, hamstrings and calves. Lower both heels towards the floor. Connect the palms, nice length through the arms. Relax the back of your neck so that your gaze is soft between your feet. Shoulder blades moving up the back towards the bum up towards the ceiling. Nice line of energy down the legs, the heels tucked behind the ankles. Downward dog. Another nice one for stretching out through the lower back. And then sink down onto your knees as you breathe in. Sit back onto your heels as you breathe out. Nice smooth breath here, in and out. Just resting here for a few breaths. And slide your nose along the floor, coming to rest on your belly and coming up onto your elbows, arms extended in front in Sphinx, so the elbows are directly underneath the shoulders, lifting up from the belly. So we're not sort of collapsed into it, but we're really engaged. You can close down your eyes and bring your awareness to that sacred space at your heart center. Said to be the seat of our soul. Imagine your breath flowing freely in and out through that heart space. Becoming more heart-centered helps us to become more present. Letting go of the stories that we tell ourselves. Engaging with the only moment that really matters, right here, right now. Imagine the breath flowing in and out through the heart space as you breathe in and breathe out. Straightening your arms, coming into seal. So you may want to extend the arms a bit further away. It depends how much mobility you've got in your lower back. Again, just be mindful that the shoulders don't creep up by the ears, but keep the shoulders rolled back and down. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. So back bends and twists are great for the mobility in the spine, and that's really going to help any lower back issues. It's a combination of building strength through your core to support your lower back, and having that mobility and flexibility, and then knowing how to just stretch it out when you get any little niggles. So come back down onto your elbows, bring your hands where your elbows were. Come back onto your knees as you breathe in, sitting back onto your heels as you breathe out. Bring your hands down by your hips. So again, if you need to, slide a blanket between your thighs and your calves, or a block under your forehead, as you just really settle into this pose. Bring your hands down by the feet, allowing the shoulders to melt into the floor. You may want to bring your knees slightly closer together if you normally do child's pose with the knees wide, so that the shoulders can melt into the floor and you're getting that lovely stretch all the way along the spine and across the shoulders, as well as through the lower back. become mindful of anything that might pop up, things to do, interruptions, distractions. And as soon as you're aware of them, just let them go and come back to your breath. Donna, you may wish to stay here. Everybody else take your hands to the top of the mat. As you come onto your knees, curl the toes under and come back into downward dog. Coming up onto the tiptoes as you stretch through the soles of the feet, lowering the heels as you breathe out and lift the toes. Breathe in, coming up onto the tiptoes, and breathe out, lowering the heels and lift the toes. Breathe in, coming up onto your tiptoes. Breathe out, lowering the heels and lifting the toes. Last time, breathing in, coming up onto the tiptoes, and breathe out, lowering the heels and lifting the toes. Walk the hands back towards the feet as you lower the heels to the floor, taking hold of your elbows and just coming into a forward fold. Another really nice pose to do to stretch through the lower back. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. This is a nice pose to relieve stress as well. You can imagine all your stresses and strains pouring out of your head. And just let them go. So Donna, coming onto your knees, curling into an upright position. Ladies, in forward fold, gently rolling up one vertebra at a time. Rolling the shoulders to the back. And forwards. Interlace your fingers, turn your hands inside out. Bring your chin to your chest as you stretch through the shoulders, stretching through the wrists. And breathing in, taking the arms overhead, reaching up through the waist, out through the palms. You can look up at the hands if you wish. You can even take the hands slightly behind your head, taking into a slight back bend, standing back bend. And then take hold of your left wrist with your right hand, coming into an upright position and gently come down to the left side, the right side of the body, stretching through the left side of the body. Coming back through center as you breathe in, take hold of the right wrist with the left hand, come down to the left side, stretching through the right side of the body. Coming back to center as you breathe in. As you breathe out, take the hands behind your back, interlacing the hands, and stretch the hands as far away from you as you can, getting a lovely stretch through the front of the shoulders. And then release the hands, give it a wriggle, and we're going to come into the center of the mat. Mat a bit. And we're going to take the feet nice and wide. Take the arms overhead as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring the hands through center. Lower the heels onto the floor, taking the elbows to the inside of your knees and coming into yoga squat. So you can, if you want, use you're all down there nicely. I was going to say you can use the sofas if you like to rest on, or you can squat on your block, but you seem to be doing it really beautifully, so I'm not going to get you to move. Again, this yoga squat is nice for, it opens up through the inner thighs and the outer hips, which you can probably feel. But it also opens up through the lower back. Keep breathing nice and smoothly, leading out through the crown of the head. And then gently lower your bottom to the floor and bring the soles of your feet together. Taking hold of the big toes with the two peace fingers, lift up through the sternum as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, take the elbows in front of the lower legs. Come down first with a flat back and then roll into it. Baddha Konasana, opening up through the inner thighs, the outer hips and the lower back. Great pose for relieving any sciatic niggles. And gently rolling up. Send the legs out to the side. Walking the hands as far forward as is comfortable. We're into Upavisa Konasana. Yes, you can, you can get down onto your knees. Well, in between your inner thighs. Don't take the legs so wide then. There you go. There you go. Look, you're down on your elbows now. Sorry, if you just landed up in the dog's bowl. We're not really set up for more than one person here, but anyway, it's all good. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. And gently walking the hands back up, bringing the legs together. And taking the arms overhead as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, pivoting at the hips, coming down wherever is comfortable. That might be at the knees, the shins, the ankles, or the feet. And bringing the chest over the thighs. Paschimottanasana. And then another nice one for stretching through that lower back. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. Just be mindful that your shoulders aren't creeping up by your ears. Create that space between the shoulders and the ears. Relax your face. In fact, even allow a little smile. You know, you are allowed to enjoy yourself. It's not all serious stuff. Keep breathing smoothly. And gently releasing the feet, taking the arms overhead as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring the hands down by your hips. And we're going to come onto our back. So we're going to do supported bridge. So you have a couple of options here. So if you don't have a bolster, you can use the back of the cushion off your sofa. And I'm going to just show you how you use that with the bolster. So you bend your legs, place the bolster between the thighs and the calves. And then lifting the hips into a bridge pose. You then slide the bolster or the cushion to just sort of to support really your pelvis. You just really get it into a place where you feel comfortable, okay? If you're not using a bolster and you're using the block, then you know the deal. Take the block on its side, slide it to the base of your spine and rest there. You can also place the block on its end if you want a deeper stretch. Palms either side of the hips, opening up through the front of the body. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. So coming to that ocean breath in through the nose and a gentle as you breathe out, like the sound of the ocean in a seashell when you hold it to your ears. Two more smooth breaths here. Gently slide the block or whatever you're resting on, the bolster, the cushion off the back of the sofa away from you. As you then hug your knees into your chest, counterposing the back bend, gently rock from side to side, massaging the spine on the floor. And then circling the knees in one direction. And back in the other direction. Release your knees, extend your arms at shoulder height or take your arms into cactus. Take a nice breath in, and as you breathe out, lower the knees down to one side and turn your head into the other. And you can always place a block or a cushion under the knees if bringing them to the floor is too much. Simple twist, restoring equilibrium in your spine. Keep breathing smoothly. And bring the knees through center as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, lower the knees down to the other side, turning your head in the opposite direction. And then coming back to center, place both feet on the floor. And we're going to gently do half windscreen wipers. So you're going to allow the left knee to move towards the floor, but keep the right knee upright. Don't push it too far, go just to that point of that's enough. And then bring the left knee back to center and lower the right knee towards the center, towards the floor. The right knee, so remember windscreen wipers, we take both knees to one side and then to the other. We're just going to do half. So that right knee is moving towards the floor. It probably won't quite touch the floor. The left knee is up towards the ceiling. And repeat to the other side. So bring the right knee upright and bring the left knee towards the center of the mat, towards the floor. And you might be able to take it a little bit deeper this time. And then bring the left knee to center, upright, and bring the right knee towards the left knee, down towards the mat. And repeat it one last time to both sides. So bringing the right knee back upright, bring the left knee towards the right leg, down towards the floor. So you should feel a stretch through the outer hip of that left leg. And each time you do it, you might notice you can just go maybe a millimetre or so deeper. And then coming back to center. And allow the right knee to move towards the floor, left knee up towards the ceiling. And coming back to center. Slide the right foot along the floor. Take the left foot onto your knee and gently bring the left knee down towards the floor. Again, don't push it too hard, just until you feel you've gone as far as you can. And then place the left foot on the floor. Right foot gently rests above the left knee. Left knee comes down towards the floor as you use your right knee comes down towards the floor as you use your left hand to just guide it. Don't force it, go as far as you can without forcing it. Keep breathing nice and smoothly. And you should feel a nice stretch through the outer hip of that right leg. Might have if I got my left and right's right, mightn't it? And we're going to repeat it to the other side. So slide the right foot onto the floor. Left foot rests just above the knee. Bring the left knee down to the outside edge of the right leg using your right hand to guide it. Stretching through that outer hip. Probably go a little bit lower this time. Slide the foot along the floor, swap it over to the other side, right knee on the left, just right foot just above the left knee, using your left hand to guide the right knee down to the left hand side. Keep breathing smoothly. And then one last time, both sides. So straightening out the right leg, left foot just above the right knee. Right hand guides the left knee down to the right hand side. Try and keep both shoulders on the floor. Your left hip is probably going to lift off the floor slightly. Don't force it too much. And then swapping to the last time. Right foot just above the left knee, using your left hand to guide your right knee down to the left hand side. And then placing that foot on the floor, grab a blanket so you get nice and cozy in Shavasana. If you want to, you can rest your knees on a cushion from the back of the sofa. You're going to use your blanket, Em. Do you want a rolled up blanket for underneath your knees? Sorry? I like to be flat. Okie dokie. So back to the best part of the class, ladies. Lying down. Allow your breathing to return to normal. Hands either side of your hips. Close down your eyes. Bring your awareness to your forehead, to your right eye, and to your left eye. Shift your attention to your left ear, left cheek, the tip of your nose, your right cheek, your right ear. Become aware of your mouth, your chin, your neck. Shift your awareness to the right side of your body, to the right shoulder, top of your arm, your elbow, forearm, palm, your little finger, your ring finger, your index finger, your middle finger, now your index finger, your thumb. Move your awareness or your attention to your armpit. Slide your awareness down to your waist, past your ribs. Keep going down to your hip bone, your right thigh, your knee, your shin and your calf, the top of your foot, sole of your foot, your big toe, your second toe, third toe, your fourth toe, and your little toe. And then shift your awareness to the left side of your body, starting at your little toe, your fourth toe, third toe, second toe, your big toe. Become aware of the sole of your foot, the top of your foot, shin and your calf, your knee, your thigh, your left hip bone. Gently glide your awareness up to your waist, along your ribs, into your armpit. Become aware of your little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, thumb. Allow your attention to rest in your palm, on your forearm, your elbow, the top of your arm, your left shoulder, your left chest, your right chest, your heart center, your solar plexus nestling under your rib cage, your navel, your pelvis. Shift your awareness to your back, to the very tip of your tailbone. Dance your awareness up each vertebrae along your spine, all the way to the nape of your neck, to your right shoulder blade, your left shoulder blade, the back of your head, and the crown of your head. Rest here for a few moments as you allow your body to absorb the benefits of your practice. And then gently guiding your awareness back to the room and to your breath. If you're resting your knees on a bolster or a cushion, you might want to roll it away from you. You start to wriggle your fingers and toes and bring some movement back to your body. If you want to stretch, take your arms along the floor and stretch your hands in the opposite direction to your feet. If you feel like yawning, that's a lovely sign, ladies. It means you've really calmed your nervous system. Bending your knees, gently roll over onto your favourite side and take a couple of breaths of transition. And then using your hands to guide you, keeping your eyes closed and your head hung low. Slowly and gently transition to a comfortable seated position. Bringing the hands to heart center. Checking in with the quality of your body, quality of your breath, quality of your mind. May you take the benefits of your yoga practice with you into your lives today, and may it touch all those who share your lives. Namaste.